Excel 2016, pages 290 through 296. Splitting the worksheet window into panes. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to do a Control Home. Take us back up to cell A1. Now, your book is going to tell you to do something. Select the cell in column A that is 2 rows above the last row visible on your screen. Don't worry about it. You're not going to be putting any information in, so it's really not a big deal if you can't figure out where they're telling you to click. Okay, just come down here, right around here. All we're going to do is split this screen. So if you are up here or down here and just a little bit off, it's not going to make the slightest bit of difference, okay? So on the ribbon, click the View tab. In the Windows group, click the Split button. The worksheet window splits into 2 panes. Each pane has its own set of scroll bars. The active cell is in the bottom pane below the split bar. All right, so here's our split bar. It's gray. And see, we have our scroll bar right here, but then we have this little baby scroll bar right here. So using the lower scroll bar, scroll down until the total row appears immediately below the split bar. So right here. I'm just going to scroll down for a really, really long ways and do that. Okay, that's all they want you to do is learn how to drop a split into the screen. Okay? Go ahead and turn to the next page. To update the amount of the individual cells on 6/28/2017, select any cell in the top pane. So we're going to come back up here and just click. Use the Find command to locate the 6/28/2017 cells for individual. And your amount that you're looking for is 5473. So remember the keyboard command to open that Find dialog box is Control F. Except for that probably didn't work out really well because I hit a Shift F. Try that one more time. Control F. All right, so we are looking for 6/28. Now it's going to retain the data from the last time we were in there. So I'm just going to change that to a 6/28/2017, and I'm going to hit Find Next. Now we're looking for individual, and that says Group Home, so I'm going to hit Find Next. And this one says individual, and the amount was 5473. That's the right one. In the amount column, it should actually be 154.73. So we're going to click right here, and we're going to make that, watch your total. This is what they want you to see. And we're going to put in the 1 for 154.73 and press our Enter key. And you're going to see that total change to $14,493.01. Okay, let's go ahead and close this Find Replace dialog box because it's in my face. All right, to remove the split, on your View tab, okay, which we're on, if you're not, just click on it. Click the Split button. Okay, and it disappears. Did you see that? So it's a toggle switch. It's either this on or it's off. So since we had a split in here, we hit the split button and it turns it off. All right, so that's all you have to do to use the split. Okay, to hide the total row and clear the filter from the June table, on the ribbon, click the Table Tools Design tab. In the Table Style Option group, okay, Table Style Option group, click the Total Row checkbox to remove the check mark. The total row is no longer there. Scroll down, you can see it's gone. Control Home. On the Sales ID slicer, click the Clear Filter button. Remember, it's right there. All you have to do is click it. All of the sales for June are now displayed. Okay, we are moving on to inserting subtotals. I am not going to lie, inserting subtotals, working with subtotals can be a little bit of a pain. So you definitely want to make sure that you read all of this and understand it. Okay? All right, on page 293. To sort the cells and convert the table to arrange. Okay guys, you have to learn how to convert a table to a range and then take a range back to a table. When we're working with tables, there are certain things we can't do with our information in a table, so we have to convert it back to a range. Other times, there's things we want to do that you can only do in a table, so then you're going to take your range to a table. So when you're doing your homework, you're going to have to go back and forth between converting to a range and putting it into a table. So be really careful that you learn how to convert to a range and why you need to do it. Okay, to sort the sales and convert the table to a range, step number 1, click the Sale Data Filter button. Okay, sale, did I say data? Sorry, sale date, sale date. Then click Sort Oldest to Newest. The June table is sorted in ascending order by the sales date field. This ensures one subtotal is created for each date. Okay, so we're going to create a subtotal for every date. On the Table Tools Design tab in the Tools group, click the Convert to Range button. Okay, I need you to memorize this. When I want to convert to a range, I'm in a table, I go to my Table Tools Design tab, Tools group, Convert to Range. Table Tools Design, okay, Tools group, Convert to Range, hit it. It's going to say, are you sure? Hit yes. Notice your slicer is gone. All of your filter buttons are gone. Okay, and you no longer have the name of the table right there, do you? The Excel table has been converted to a range, and the Home tab is selected on the ribbon. You can tell the table data is now a normal range because the filter buttons, the Table Tools Design tab, and the slicer disappear. Now we're going to calculate our subtotals. To calculate the sales amount subtotals for each date, on the ribbon, click the Data tab. In the Outline group, click the Subtotal button. The Subtotal dialog box opens. Turn the page so that you can see Figure 5-28. So you notice, first of all, it selected the range, right? And we have our subtotal dialog box open, and it says, at each change in sale date. If it doesn't say sale date, you need to hit that down pointing arrow, and you need to make it say sale date. This is the column that you want Excel to use to determine where to insert the subtotals. Is the column you sorted? A subtotal will be calculated at every change in the sale date value. So we sorted it into sale date, we converted it to a range, right? Now, if necessary, click the Use Function arrow and click Sum. So here's my Use Function. The function we're going to use is Sum. If yours doesn't say Sum, hit that down pointing arrow and make it say Sum. The Use Function list provides several options for subtotaling data, including counts, averages, minimums and maximums, and products. In the Add Subtotal To box, see it says right here, Add Subtotal To. Make sure only the Amount checkbox is checked. So in Add Subtotal To, we want to make sure nothing has a check except for Amount. If it does, just turn it off. And if Amount doesn't have a check, put it on there. This specifies the Amount field as the field to be subtotaled. If the data already included subtotals, you would check the Replace Current Subtotals checkbox to replace the existing subtotals, or uncheck the option to display the new subtotals on separate rows above the existing subtotals. Because we don't have any subtotals, we're fine. Step number 6, make sure the Summary Below Data checkbox is checked. Okay, Summary Below Data, right there. Got it? This option places the subtotals below each group of data instead of above the first entry in each group, and places the grand total at the end of the data instead of at the top of the column just below the row of column headings. Step number 7, click the OK button. Excel inserts rows below each sales date group and displays the subtotals for the amount of each sale date in the Amount column. A series of outline buttons, those are right over here, you see all that? Appear to the left of the worksheet so you can display or hide the detail rows within each subtotal. Step number 8. Scroll through the data to see the subtotals below each category and the grand total at the end of the data. Compare what you have on your screen to Figure 5-29 on the top of page 295. So I'm just going to scroll through, and that's the one right down here that I want to be really careful to check, which is my grand total. I'm going to check it against the book and make sure that it's correct. Honestly, you should probably spot check each one of these and just make sure that they're all right. But I know if this grand total is right, I've got it. Page 295, read about using the subtotal outline view, because also this can be kind of a pain, so make sure you read it. To use the outline buttons to hide records, click the Level 2 Outline button. Okay, I just like to be at the top when I do anything, so I'm scrolling up, you don't have to. So it says to click the Level 2 Outline button, and then scroll to view the daily subtotals and grand total. So it hit everything except for these, right? The individual sales records are hidden. Only the subtotals for each sales date and the grand total are displayed. Compare what you have on your screen to figure 5-30 on page 296. Okay, step number 2. Click the Show Detail button to the left of 6/30/2017. So here's 6/30/2017. You see that button right there? Click it. That expands the outline and shows the detail of daily sales by unhiding rows for this date. Sales for each business on 6/30/2017 are now displayed. Step number 3. Click the Level 1 Outline button. The individual sales records and the subtotals, scroll up a little bit so you can see that, are hidden. Only the grand total remains visible. Click the Level 3 Outline button. Okay, and scroll up. All the records along with the subtotals and the grand total are now visible. For me, I had to scroll down, not up. There it goes. Okay. To remove the subtotals from the sales data worksheet, on the Data tab in the Outline group, click the subtotal button. Choking. All right, so on the Data tab, right, in the Outline group, click the Subtotal button. Okay. Step number 2, click the Remove All button. See it right there where it says Remove All? The subtotals are removed from the data, and only the records appear in the worksheet. Now you're going to reset the June table Excel table. Make sure the active cell is a cell within the normal range of data. So I'm out here, that won't work. I have to be clicked in any cell within this range. On the ribbon, click the Insert tab. Okay, in the Tables group, click Table. The Create Table dialog box opens. Click OK. Then click any cell in the table so that your table structure is active. On the Table Tools Design tab in the Properties group, we have to rename this table because we convert it to a range, right? So we're going to come right up here and we're going to name it June Table. Remember, you cannot have a space, and you always have to press your Enter key. And it's once again named June Table. I would strongly suggest that you stop right now and practice converting to a range and back to a table a couple of times so that you know how to do it. If you don't know, look at that right there, right? So within your table, Table Tools Design tab, convert to range, and then turn right back around and put it into a table and rename it. When you convert to a range, you lose that table name. All right, go ahead and click Save, and you're ready to move to your next video.